Hey all, welcome to Parker's Reef. On today's episode, we're going to go check out Coburg Aquarium in Melbourne. Alright guys, thank you for joining me on another episode of Parker's Reef. On today's episode, I'm going to continue my crawl around some of Melbourne's best local fish shops. And today we're going to visit Coburg Aquarium, which, to be honest, is a store I don't get to all that often, but every time I do get there, I always find something that just takes my breath away, and I'm sure today's episode will be no different. They always have a huge range of tanks on the floor with some fairly different styles and types that can suit all sorts of tastes and sizes. So if you're looking for a tank and you want to compare some options out there, Coburg Aquarium is a fantastic store to go to. And of course, they've got a great range of corals and fish, and there's some absolutely incredible fish in this video that I can't wait to share with you. So maybe now's as good a time as any to roll the footage. Alright, here we are at Coburg Aquarium in the very convenient car park located at the back of the premises. Also like how you can see the water storage and some bins there of aquascaping materials from stones and driftwood and things like that. You can also see the website with the order online, collect in store. There's some more of the freshwater, I'm assuming rocks. I guess you could use them for saltwater as well, but they look to be freshwater rocks. You got a big Exoterra wall there because they do carry reptiles here as well, and we'll go into that in a little bit more detail soon. Here's one of those unusual sized or extra large sized tanks I was talking about. 1600 litre tank plus sump, $16,000. It's not a cheap system, but wow, what a massive tank to have sitting there on the floor. Also got a great range of some very nice ultra clear little glass boxes here, whether you wanted to use those for aquascaping or maybe even paludariums like this system here. That looks quite nice with a little Z-Lite UFO over the top of it. You've got yet more tanks and cabinets here to have a look at some of the different heights and versions available. Moving on over to some marine capable systems, although that one does not have a sump. And then your eyeballs get dominated by this gigantic, I'm thinking this is about a 6 by 6 by 4 foot system here. I'm guessing at the dimensions there, but absolutely massive. Coming across here, you can see the reptile section there. We will actually go in and check out the reptiles soon, but I just wanted to show you through some of these just different shaped and sized and styled tanks they have on the floor for you to have a look at. So if you're trying to get a tank to fit the decor of your home or a particular space that you've got available in the home, there's no shortage of options here, from some pretty out there systems like this one to some much more generic or usual systems, probably the better word. Here's one that's a little bit more of your standard sort of style system. It's got a interestingly one-piece front glass on there. You don't see the curved glass all that often anymore, but it means you get no silicon on that front edge, which is pretty cool. You can see some more of the sort of freshwater style systems here, some very narrow, tall systems, which again would work really well in some scenarios. Coming on over here to something we're a little bit more familiar with. This is a Red Sea Nano system here. Nice little soft coral display with some clowns and a pajama cardinal in there. You can see we've also got the Red Sea roller mat. It's got the Reef Wave and the Reef LED and their doser. Actually, no, it is running an aquametic doser, but it is running the Red Sea SUPs. Now, there's a few more tanks still because Coburg has probably the most diverse range of tanks and even 3D backwalls. Have a look at that big one up there with a huge tree-like structure on there. Again, I'm not a freshwater guy, but if I was, that would be of huge inspiration, but I'm more inspired by the saltwater things. So I come over here and have a look at this tank here. Again, it's got that one-piece curved front on it, which gets rid of all that silicon. This one's got the doors off it, so you can have a good look at how a marine system runs, because I do think people overcomplicate it a lot. You can see here it's got a mechanical filtration in the filter sock. Then you've got the protein skimmer and return pump. That's what a marine system needs. It doesn't have to be any more complex than that. So you can see it there in operation, and it sort of demystifies things a little bit. Over here we've got the raw pine stands and raw pine base units. You can see all the sizes and prices there, which makes things very, very easy. Fantastic for people out there that want to set up a quick system, whether it be a quarantine tank, a frag tank, a hospital tank, just another display tank, whatever it is. You can get yourself a nice stand there, Australian made. You can paint it if you wish, or stain it, varnish it, whatever you want to do. They're very quality units. I used to have one on my old frag tank, and in fact, I've used those stands a couple of times now on my last couple of frag tanks. They work very, very well. Nice, cheap and cheerful systems. Now, have a look at this circular system here. I can imagine some, it comes with all that cabinetry. I can imagine that being full of jellyfish are going to be a pretty cool system, but there's that massive central display tank there. We're going to just jump in and have a quick look in the reptile section because I am pretty sure there's no snakes in here today, and if there's no snakes, I'll go in for a look. Snakes kind of wig me out a little bit. Turtles though, no trouble at all. These guys are pretty cute. You see the big dude over there in the first tank, and then we've got some more little sort of baby guys here. I'm sure they're different breeds and species they are listed on the tank there, but I'm not going to pretend that reptiles are my thing. Here's a, here we go, he's Murray River Shortneck. Decent sized dude there, and we've got some pretty cool looking plants growing in here. Check out the old man's beard growing down there. It does exactly look just like that. Over here, oh, look at that cute little frog. What a gorgeous little dude he is. A couple of them chilling out there. And there's some more over in this system. Oh, these guys are much smaller. Have a look at them just hanging onto the glass there. Super cute little frogs there. Green tree frogs juvenile, and I think there's some adult green tree frogs in the tank next to it. Over here we get a little bit more prickly. We're moving on to a desert scorpion. I must admit, these look like pretty cool little pets. Maybe not quite as aggressive as pop culture would have you make out that they are, but there's also an amazing variety of different ones available that I must admit I was never aware. I kind of thought a scorpion was a scorpion, but we're getting slightly closer to the aquarium trade here. We've got some hermit crabs here, always interesting little animals, but I guess it's probably best we head out of there and get back out into the I was going to say the salty things, but also just the watery things, because it is a little bit about freshwater here as well. We've got some shells, we've got some foods there, plenty of freshwater ornaments there, from your plants to your sort of coral style things. We've got some gravel vacs there, some neat little tanks. Up behind the counter, there's a ridiculously large range of foods there, all the brands represented there, anything you can imagine. And then we move on into the supplements and medications. You got API, Continuum, Aqua Vitro, so many Seachem, Red Sea, Fauna Marine, all the brands are there. Even see, what do we got up there? Dr. Tim's, even some Miracle Mud on the shelf, so not something you see every day. And then down in the counter below, you've got some of the test kit sets, you've got some of the medications there, like the Phosphate RX and Cyano, even some JBL test kits, some API test kits. Huge range of products here at Coburg Aquarium, and if you can't find it, don't be afraid to ask the friendly staff. You may even strike and get lucky here in the discount section. Check out this, a Senai web server. These items in here are 50% off. I know a lot of people searching for those, so how that hasn't sold, I don't know. You can even pick up some test kits for your Mastertronic. These ones are near their expiry date, so they're half price. You're probably going to burn through those tests pretty quick anyway, so it won't be a problem. We'll keep on moving around here. You can see a good assortment of dry goods there. You've got Ecotech wave makers. Up behind the counter here, we can see a huge assortment of lights. We've got Kessels, AIs. You can see some Dymax lights. You've got the AIs in all the various sizes. We've got some Zet lights there. In fact, the Kessels, they've got both the freshwater and the marine options there. Plenty of Zet lights. You can see a good assortment of skimmers up there. Some of the less common skimmers. So if you do have a particular use case that you need a skimmer for, they've got some nice options there. And then check out these cool little tanks they've got set up here. This one's a mud skipper tank, so it's got both the below water and above water section. I can't see any mud skippers right now, but there's a few other systems like that there where they've got some below water and above water plants and livestock happening there, which I like. And speaking of things I like, check out this macro algae saltwater tank here. It's just got a pair of clowns in there and some macro algae in there, and I mean, I quite like that. It's something a bit different. It's interesting. Speaking of interesting, check out some of these calcium reactors. They're going to be the smallest calcium reactors I've ever seen. The Aqua XL there, it holds probably about 700 millimeter. But if you've got a little tank that's chewing through the dosing, what a cool way to get a calcium reactor on there. Huge assortment of canister filters and things for ponds and whatnot, but it's probably time we head into the fish room, because I know you guys want to see the fish and coral, and I can promise you there's a couple of wicked little fish in here that I want to showcase to you guys. But Just have a quick pan around to show you the huge range of freshwater items they carry here. Massive, massive freshwater tropical space here. Lots of plants as well. You can see that central bank of tanks there's all plants. And then they've got a dedicated cold water freshwater room, which is pretty cool as well. Have a look in here, and I can tell you, as soon as you walk in this room, it is considerably colder. They do keep it cold, so the cold water fish, as you can imagine, do a little better in there, and massive, massive range in there. But we probably want to head over to this section with the blue glow. See, no shortage of staff around. I have basically kicked the door down first thing in the morning, so they're all busy getting these tanks ready for me to wave a camera at. But let's pop a filter on and have a look down here. First thing I noticed was a couple of mangroves there, a couple of nice little fresh growth leaves on that one on the right, which is always a good sign. And we've got this nice central bay here of corals. So let's have a look and see what the team currently have in stock. Let's see, we've got a pan down here, we've got a nice Recordia there, got a few different zoas there, looks like some Archaeos, maybe some of the egg, I can't remember the name of them. We've got some Gonies, some Alveos. I quite like this chalice here. It's a real lime green chalice with a little bit of purple around the eyes. Nice bower banky there, that's quite nice, yeah. We've got some acans, we've got some more chalice. In fact, quite a few of the chalice there are really quite nice. I like some of the variants and colour varieties they got there. Yeah, not bad at all. Quite nice. You can see a big bubble coral up there, some turbinaria, some more chalice, nice couple of bubble corals. Got some hammers up the top there. A couple of different, you've got reverse stems, greens, pinks. Not bad looking at all. Looks like some SBS pieces there. Yeah, quite nice pieces of SBS. A couple of really nice looking pectinias. Look at the colours in that one. Nice little splashes of orange. They're very nice indeed. I've got a soft spot for pectinia, I have to admit. I think they're a massively underrated coral. Got some rhodactis up in there, some green star polyps. Looks like a couple of chunks of pavona or something as well. We'll head on up to the next tank. Check out the nudibranchs and snails and things sitting on the little overflow there. Speaking of pectinia, I can see some more up there. Not bad looking. I reckon the ones down the bottom were probably nicer with a little couple of splashes of colour through them. Got some fungias there. You got some elegants, trachyphilias. In fact, quite a few elegants to pick from. And then looking down here, what do we got? We've got a couple of deshi, couple of fungias there. Looks like a symphilia, I think. Not bad at all. Got some nice colours in there, that's for sure. Got some heads of Duncan, some wild zoas there. A Goniapora. Over in this system we've got some soft corals and some morphs. A couple of, is that an elegance or a bubble? I think it's an elegance. Small leathers are going at $25 a piece, which is pretty damn affordable, I have to say. Like if you like collecting leather corals, and I think soft coral tanks are coming back into fashion a little bit more. You've got a big selection there to pick from for $25 a piece, which is pretty hard to beat really. You've got some morphs there you can pick up for 20 bucks a polyp. Some Monty just growing wild on the back there. Can see some clams on the other side of this tank, so let's walk around and have a look. Yeah, there are some clams here, and these guys are quite nicely priced. Have a look at this, Ningaloo giant clams. Very, very affordable indeed. You got 150 bucks for those guys, 150 bucks for those guys, and 250 for that one. That's Australian dollars, which is not too bad at all. There's some nice clams in there. They're not the brightest clams under the sun, but I tell you what, that front right one's not too bad at all. $150, nice looking clam, very affordable. I like it. And then you've got a little bit more of those $25 small leathers around them, which, again, great for people looking for the soft coral displays. But let's see what else we can find. There's some elegance there. We've got some more softies down the bottom here, gold tip elegance. One more little look at those clams before I move on. It's not something I see a lot of these days. I'm not sure why the clams have slowed down in Australia, but they have. We've got some leathers, some clove polyps. Helio fungi is there. We can see some nice, let's have a look here, these Lobos here, yeah, very nice, A-grade Lobo. That one at the back with the pink and the blue is very nice indeed. Some Gonies, some Xenias. What do we got here? We've got some Pallies, and then I'm pretty sure that's Lepto. Got some Hammers, some Blasto colonies. Actually, that Blasto, a couple of heads on that Blasto is quite nice indeed. Have a look at this one here. It's got a real goldy rim to it and a very teal eye. Quite nice, I like that, yeah. I'm often surprised by blasters, probably because I cannot keep them. My angel would destroy them very quickly, but when I see the variants of blasters, I can see why they're popular. Got some nice hammers and torches there, but I want to take you over now to have a look at the fish, because the team have got some pretty cool fish in at the moment. So let's peruse through the options there. Starting up here, they've got some assessors and some hermits. Fairly rudimentary or commonplace fish there. Coming down here, we've got some more assessors and some Oki clowns there. I was going to say they're common, but they're very, very popular. I mean, I don't know many saltwater tanks that don't have a pair of clowns in there. But if we keep on rolling, let's see what other fish we can find, because I know there's a couple of fish up here that have... here they are. Check out these two stonefish. I have absolutely fallen in love with these two. They have to be the most social stonefish I've ever come across. Have a look at this dude here. He's got a little aptasia growing off his head, completely dedicated to the cause of looking like a stone, apart from the fact that he basically dances around non-stop. 250 bucks each. It's very, very affordable. Couple of absolute characters there. I think they think I'm going to feed them, and the store owner told me that these guys are super, super friendly, which is a bit of a double-edged sword. I mean, it's great to have these fish being very, very personable and coming up to you, but you do have to bear in mind that they are super venomous. So you got it is a double-edged sword. These guys are super cute, but you got to not forget that they do pack a punch, and be very, very careful with them. But have a look at these two just dancing around in front of... I brought out the DSLR camera just to get some extra cool footage of them, because they were just putting on a show for me in the camera, which is something I have to say I've not seen before. Stonefish normally sit in one spot and do their best to look like a stone, where these two just wanted me to feed them and take them home. Unfortunately, I do not have a tank that's suitable for them, but have a look at the character and the face. Just absolute bulldogs of fish. But if you wanted to pick them up, you know where they are. There's also a nice green carpet back there that obviously the stonefish know not to sit on, because it'd have a crack at eating them, I'm sure. Got a few trochus and things in there as well. Let's see what other fish we can find. Got a heap of Australian stripies in here. Very good price too, $39.95, or you can get 3 for $100. These guys have become super popular in the trade because they are absolute aptasia smashers. They can potentially go after your corals after that, but they do love to eat an aptasia first. Got some really nice purple tangs in here, 450 bucks. Got a nice blue tang that has unfortunately sold, but there's some very nice, fat, healthy looking purple tangs there, which one of my favorite fish. Heading up into here, we've got some seahorse, some Cuda seahorses in here, some true turbo snails. I want to see if I can spot one of them, but all I can see is some seahorses hanging on in there. Got a couple of decorator urchins in here, or collector urchins, just clinging onto the glass. So there's a seahorse in there as well. We'll head on down, see what we can see in the system below down here. Got some very nice clowns indeed in here. In fact, some really, really nice marked designer clowns. Have a look at the patterns on that guy there. Absolutely stunning fish. Trying to make a home in the anemone in there. Let's see if we can find out about these clowns here. Frostbite clownfish, I think they are. We've got black storms. Yeah, that sounds more like it. Black storm clowns, $9.90 a pair. I only see the one there at the moment, but what a beautiful specimen it is. Heading up here, we've got a few more clowns as well. Got a big white cheek, I think, there. Beautiful, beautiful fish, gold rim surgeon. Yep, nice and fat, that guy too. Got a nice butterfly, looks like some pink skunk clowns as well. There's a 6-line wrasse in there. There's another designer clown just chilling in the bottom corner. Lovely markings as well. Looks like he's rocking the full goatee beard with those markings. Super, super cool. There's that butterfly. What else can we find? There's still a couple more systems of marine fish. Big, looks like a big Aussie copper band butterfly. Lovely, lovely fish. There's some more blue tangs there for those who missed out. Gorgeous little hawkfish. I've got the biggest soft spot for hawkfish at the moment. This way they move those eyes around, very full of character, those guys. We've got another copper band over here, just staring at me, wondering what I'm doing. Traditionally the fish that people would go to for aptasia control, but they're very difficult fish to get eating, which is basically polar opposite of the Australian stripey, which would probably eat a newspaper if you chucked it in the tank. Got some, I'm pretty sure these are domino damsels or sergeant majors, but some pretty angry black and white damsels. Got a harlequin tusk in there as well. Check out this personifier angel. What a beautiful fish that is. Beautiful presence about it. It's coming over to have a look at the camera. Striking colours of the gold, the black, the white. Beautiful indeed. I'm pretty sure it's a big coral muncher, but if you've got a fish-only system, what a beautiful fish that would be to add. Let's see what you see up here. We've got some cardinals. We've got some barrier reef chromis, yellow line cardinals, I believe. Got a blue tang hiding in the back there. Blenny sitting up on the little pipework, just being a dude. The blue tang is hiding for his life. He obviously thinks I'm going to try and net him out. We got some pyramid butterflies here. Big old goatfish, looks like a long-nosed wrasse there. Coral beauty, some bar gobies, a couple of other different types of wrasse in there. So good assortment of fish really, and that pretty well covers all of the dry goods and live goods here at Coburg Aquarium. Alright guys, there you have it. That is my tour of Coburg Aquarium. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to find out more information on this store, be sure to visit their website or their Facebook page. I'll put the links to both of those down around here so you can get straight to them and get in touch with them. Maybe to secure a purchase of one or both of those absolutely gorgeous stonefish. If I had a big predator system, I know I'd be bringing them home. I know they're highly venomous. You need to be very careful, and those two looked far from shy, so you would need to be very careful with them, but how cool were they? I particularly love that guy with a little aptasia growing off his head. You just cannot find anything more dedicated to the cause than wanting to be like a stone, than growing a stone little aptasia off your head, which I just think is absolutely awesome. Anyway guys, I will wrap things up there. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, stay safe, keep reefing. Cheers, bye.